Hello everybody, Steffi here from The Makers. Um, Gosh, it's been an absolutely amazing 2020 in so many ways. I'm sure when we look back, we will all think, how on earth did we get through this year, and how did we how well we did to support each other, and how lovely it has been to actually meet you all here in our happy place. So first of all, I want to give you all, whether you're watching today live or whether you're watching anytime in the future, I want to give you all a massive big thumbs up for supporting the makers, and for being there by our side. I know we often get told, oh, it's been so lovely that we've had you by our side, but actually it's been even better. um no, we often get told that we've been by your side, but it goes both ways. We've been privileged, honored, touched, having you on our side and by our side, and we feel very, 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 very lucky to have such lovely customers. So that's enough of all the niceties. Today is the last live stream in 2020, and we will be repeating this on Christmas Eve, but it's going to be probably, I'm not so sure who's going to be there from the makers, very likely nobody. I certainly won't be there because the 24th is when we have our Christmas day, because we do that in the German tradition. So I definitely will be doing other things than watching Facebook. Worse still, I won't be watching myself on Facebook because that gets a bit wary as well. Let's just see who's here today, and it's going to be a fun session today. I've got lots of questions that I've got to answer, but more to the point, I've also got a little surprise make up my sleeve. It's not needle felted, but it does involve wool, so I thought it might be nice to just do a few of those, and then maybe you can copy them in and you don't know what I'm talking about. But in any case, we've got here Emma at the other end. She's actually on holiday this week, but she is supporting us, you, me, everybody. Faith is there. Hello. It's beginning to feel a little like Christmas. Absolutely, I agree. Fanny is there, and Rachel is there with Daniel. Lovely. Diane is there. Liz is there. Donna is there. So everybody's wishing Merry Christmas, and from my family and the king of Christmas gnomes. Oh yeah, lots of gnomes. I love them. Hello everybody. Hello everyone, says Donna, wishing everyone a Merry Christmas. Stay safe. Catherine says Happy Christmas everyone. Carol says hi everyone, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you and your family and all the makers. Oh, thank you. I think we're going down in the same vein here now. We've got Michael here with Happy Christmas. We've got Bridget here all the way from Australia with good evening, fluffy friends, Merry Christmas. And of course, we've had our longest night. And so, Bridget, you would have had your longest day. We're going to switch over now. And I'm definitely looking forward to the days getting longer again, because I don't like so many dark hours. I don't know how you all feel. And there's Erica there, and Alicia is there, and there's actually loads of you there. Ava is there, and Kim is there. Hi Kim. Hello everyone. Merry Christmas. Diana is there. Make one for me too, Alicia. Oh, what's Alicia doing? Did I miss what she's saying? Making a grilled cheese and ham sandwich. Oh, I've only had a snack before this live stream, so I'm definitely hungry now. Jane is there. Hi, hello Steffi, Emma, and Fluff friends. And then it repeats. Alex is there. And I call it Nixie, but I know you're not Nixie. You're called something else, but I've forgotten what that is still. And another Catherine is here. And then Merlington's Merry Christmas, loving my advent calendar packages. Oh yes, so we've had much fun with the advent calendar. Thank you to Pam Duthie. If you need to catch up on any of her live streams on YouTube, Pam Duthie, she opened every day of the advent calendar and helped you guys making something from it. So that was much, much appreciated. There are so many people I want to say thank you to. An hour is definitely not enough, and I will still forget others. Okay, and Nixie is Valley, so that's good. I try and remember that. I knew it was an unusual name either way. So, and then of course we've done the Hoggies. So not quite opened the last envelope, but we've opened 4, and we've got the whole family together, and Homer is back home with Holly and Hughie and his wife Heather. And Heather's been busy. She's wrapped all the presents ready to go under the tree. We've made the tree, so the tree can be made at any point. If you want to look at the live streams, it's still there. You can make that tree, you can make the star and the baubles, and you can make some needle felted gifts as well. So that's quite nice as well. We have done so much this year. We have shared so much. We have shared more than we have ever shared, just like that. So I try and remember some of them. We've definitely done a whole nativity. It's just here, just about here. We've done Joseph, Mary, baby Jesus, the sheep, and we've done the donkey. The donkey is on this side. He's actually hiding a bit. There he is. You can see him better. Oh, let's have him here in the front. He can be here in the front. And we have done hearts. We have done fairies. We've done witches and wizards. We have done mice. We've done gnomes. We have done pumpkins. We've done so much. We've opened lots and lots of makers boxes. This one is still up for grabs during December. You've got the last few days, another well, it's 9 days actually, 9 10 8 days, no, 9 days, to get your makers box to make the sleepy cat in her basket, or maybe you would like the snowdrop fairy, or snowdrop sprite I should say, from our fairy box. And we've got the surprise box, which is a themed sparkle this month. And then of course next month you've got the owl to look forward to, big life-size owl. There you go. It's one of Sophie's projects. I will talk a little bit about Sophie in a minute, because you all obviously want to know the great news. And then we've got the love fairy here, and she's got the key to your heart, ready to unlock your heart. And of course that's already thinking about Valentine's Day in February. And I said this morning to everybody at the makers, we've had a lovely Christmas celebration in our workshop, COVID safe, with ordered in trays of food. We each had our own tray. We've played Pictionary. We have played Pass the Parcel. And we've sung carols as well outside. We opened the roller shutter door and we sang out. We stood outside and we're singing. Nobody joined us. It was too horrid to listen to. But in any case, we had fun. So at least I got a bit of carol singing in. And so I was only saying to them this morning, it's nearly January and then we're starting all over again. And I think everybody went like, oh, okay. But before that, we are going to have a lovely break, and I hope you will have the same. And oh yes, Sophie. Let's talk about Sophie. So Sophie, on our Christmas party, as very unexpected, because she was only 1 day overdue, she gave birth to a little baby girl. I've actually got no idea what this little baby is called yet. Sophie tried to ring me just before the live stream, but I couldn't talk to her because I was getting ready. So I'm gonna talk to her afterwards. So it's gonna be nice to catch up with her. And let's have a look what people are saying. Oh, Donna says we will be in tears soon, Steffi, with all your lovely comments. Well, I've got to endure them, so you might as well. So remember, thumbs up. Thank you, Donna. Remember to give us the thumbs up. Tell your friends to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It would be amazing. We have tripled our subscriptions. So that is all again thanks to you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We have reached over 7,000 likes on Facebook, and we nearly got 8,000 followers. So big thumbs up to that one as well. We have had record months of sending parcels out to try and keep you busy while everything else around us was going crazy. At least there was one thing for sure: if you stab the needle into wool, it starts felting. And if that was all the certainty you needed, then you were definitely in the right place with us. And so anyway, Sophie's baby was born on the 18th of December, which was our Christmas party. So it was kind of nice to know that it was happening today, but it was also nerve-wracking because I wanted to text all the time, find out what was going on. Of course I didn't, but that's how I felt like, come on, I need some news. So we started out in the morning with a half a day work, and then by the end of our Christmas party, we knew that she had a little girl, baby girl, 8 pounds. And she's back at home straight away the day after she was back at home. So what else? Oh, we've done so much. It's just been an amazing year in many, many aspects, because every time we thought we knew what we were doing, we had to take a different route and rethink it, and constantly be on our guard, constantly be on our feet, rethinking. We've coped with staff absence. We've coped with rearranging the whole workshop from a space that we kept reserved upstairs for walk-in customers and workshops. We're completely close to all of that now, and I don't think we will open to walk-in customers again, because we've just had to increase the space that we're using from to keep ourselves safe. We've got very good at cleaning. Our workshop's never been so sparkly and clean. With morning, everybody wipes down, not everybody, but we've got a schedule, people wiping down in the morning, and at lunchtime again. We have we've had a hot spring and summer, so we've felt that very much at our workshop. But it's lovely because we can open the roller shutter doors, and we're sitting literally outside with a whole side of the building open, so that was quite nice. And let's have some questions, because people have sent in their questions by email, but I'm also picking up on some of the questions that I was dying to answer last time, and I wasn't allowed to because I was meant to give a demonstration. So what have we got? Let's just see from emails. We have got, where did I actually put this now? I haven't done this again, have I? Oh, might have. No, I haven't. It's here. So what was the very first thing you made from needle felting? And you know, I was looking and looking. I think it's up in the loft. I tried my best to find the thing. It was actually a tiny little owl. And when I started needle felting 15 years ago, we had no wool butts. It was all wool tops, and it took forever and ever and ever to felt it down. But one of the other things that I could find was actually, I did a little snowdrop. That's all needle felted. That is one of the things that was one of the first things that I made. So all the petals. So you can see it repeats itself this time. A lot more sophisticated, a lot more dainty, but that's what I did. That must be 15 years old, this snowdrop, and so maybe yours will become that old too. So that's one of the first things that I've needle felted. I've also needle felted a tall Mother Earth, and a tall King Winter, and a tall Lady Spring, and a tall Saint Nicholas, not dissimilar to this one. So sometimes you do these and years later you pick it up again. How did Sophie and Steffi meet each other and started the maker? So for those of you who probably heard this story before, but I used to run a craft shop, and Sophie was just about to move to the area where my craft shop was, and it was the first shop that she walked in because it had lots of colorful wool outside. Wonder why. And that was the beginning, really, of our journey together. Sophie ran workshops from the premises for a long time. I actually taught her to needle felt, and I know that one of the first things that Sophie needle felted was a tiny little robin. And I had it in my hand yesterday because it's decorating our Christmas tree back at the workshop. And I should have brought it in, so I could have shown something that Sophie made first as well. And then we just our paths were always crossing. She even lived with me for some time, and then in 20 no yes 2015, no, where are we now? Oh my goodness. About 6 years ago, I was asked to write a book. I invited Sophie to join me, and that became making needle felted animals, of course. And that was the beginning of the makers. So a year later, we both had given up our previous occupations, me, my craft shop, and Sophie running workshops around Gloucestershire and everywhere else. And we buddied up and we became the makers. And that's basically how we met. What else is there? What is the first thing you do on Christmas morning? We crack open a bottle of Bucks Fizz. Oh, that sounds nice. No, the first thing I do is I shove the turkey in the oven. That's what we do on Christmas morning. But our Christmas is really on the 24th of December, because that's the German tradition. And we open our presents as soon as it gets dark. And for us, it's the Christkind that arrives. So it's basically the Christ child. And I've never questioned it. I've never questioned it when I was a child. How does he carry all these heavy presents? It's obviously just an angel. I always imagined it was an angel that came and magically all these presents appeared. And we always used to ring a really dainty bell. Well, my parents did. And they said, oh, it's all happened. Come on then. And we would have been spending time in the afternoon tidying our rooms and having a bath. And then I have so many photos where I'm sitting there with wet hair, not very attractive, on Christmas Eve opening presents. And I've kept that tradition up with my children, bearing in mind that my oldest is now 19 and my youngest is 12. And so we were doing exactly that on the 24th of December. And on one occasion, my children said, should we have an English Christmas? And I said, yeah, that's fine. You can just wait another 12 hours for your presents. And they said, it's all right. We'll stick to Christmas Eve. Funny that. So that's one of the other questions. I'm going to push these away a little bit because I want this to be as interactive as possible. May need to change from a fairy subscription to the other. Brown owl needs to have a big felted owl. Oh yes, absolutely. You can, as you know, with subscription boxes, you can skip boxes. So don't unsubscribe if you think that you may want to do it again in the future. Just skip the box that the boxes that you don't want, and then pick up again when you want to. And Alicia asks if I can show the nativity stable on camera, and yes, I will. So I've cheated a little bit with this one, because the structural core felt, which is the brown felt, is quite sturdy. It's certainly, you can't tear it. So I have made a base, which is sort of an oval. I didn't measure this at all. I just cut it out, and then I made two stable sides, and the stable sides, they're doubled up, so they're like strips of the core felt, and I've doubled it up, and then I've sewn it onto the base, and then I made a single strip of roof over the top, which is a bit sort of bendy, so you know you have to sort of keep it up. But I have supported it at the back with a strip across the back, and then what you're looking at right now is a base mat of a needle felted an earth mat. So it's the base mat of the earth mat that I've put in the back here. It does stay together by itself. It's just that if you've got something to, if Mary and Joseph are at the front, you can't really see them if they're, because you'll see me and whatever else is happening behind it. But it does add a little bit of stability to it as well. So you can design this so easily yourself. You almost can't go wrong. I mean, you could even have like a stick at the back that sort of makes the roof more pointy. Maybe you can hang it up. Look, that definitely keeps the roof pointy, and then you can have just the nativity inside here. So what I want to show you today, let's just have a look. Oh, I've just knocked all the Hoggie family over. What I wanted to show you today is how to make an angel without needle felting it. Now, I will just say that this is not my original idea. I have sort of tweaked it a bit to make it my idea, but this is more of an idea of inspired by the Waldorf crafting community, and it is a really, really simple angel, but I imagine that they would be really nice, like a little addition onto a Christmas present that you're wrapping or anything like that. So a very, very simple design, and I will show you how to do this. I have tried to do this with a wool bat in red, which probably wasn't the best color to try. Looks a bit like a devil rather than an angel, but you can use wool bats as well. So I'm going to make a few while I chat away here to you, and I'll go onto the overhead camera so that you can see what I'm doing here. Right. For this, excuse me, you need wool tops, ideally, because they're nice, and especially if you're making an angel, have that really lovely sort of lovely wispy fluffy fiber here. And just take off a bit. Now you can make different sizes. This is the great thing about this, is you can really just have a little play. I split this in half, and then I'm going to tease this a little bit further out. So I'm not tearing it, but I'm just extending it a bit. I'm making it a bit longer. That's what I've done earlier. And then all I'm going to do is I put a knot in the top, so in the center. If it's not right away in the center, before you pull it tight, you can sort of move it along. So make sure that it is in the center when you're pulling it tight. Make a nice knot here. And all you need to be mindful of is that you've got a part of the knot that so not the bit that crosses over, but the bit that looks nice and neat. And then you just pull either from either side, this side or this side, you just pull the top over it so that it almost looks like the angel has got the hair framing the face like that. And then what I have done is you use a tiny wisp of this wool here that you've already got, and you just wrap this around the head, underneath the head of the angel. So you can do this like that. So you're making the head a little bit more distinct, and you can just knot this on the back and let the wispy ends sort of go into the rest of the wool. Yeah. So just let it disappear into the wool. There you go. So you've got your little head there with it looks like the hair is framing it, and then you open up the two halves that you've just put down together there, and you've got to make a set of arms, and the arms are made from the rest of this strand. And now you need to sort of imagine that the arms get fitted inside the two strands that are coming down from the top and from the back. And all you need to do is knot one strand first of all at the very end. There are different ways of doing these, so if you've seen a different way, it's just another variety. Like I said, this is not an original idea. And I actually put two knots on top of each other. And then all I'm doing is I'm cutting the end off, so that you've got like a little cut off edge here. And then you need to make sure that the arms aren't too long or too short. So if you've put it in there and just kind of measure it, then you get an idea of where the other knot needs to go. So you knot the other side. The knot takes up quite a lot of wool, so you might just try this out a couple of times. If you make sets of arms and they're too short or too long, don't throw them away. Just make more angels and make the angel to fit the arms. Two knots in there. Cut that end off as well. And then you put this inside the angel like that. So she's now got her arms in there. They're not fastened on at all. She's got her little head. And now you take another strand of wool. There are so many ways of doing these. So like I say, if you found another way, then that's fine too. I'm going to turn this round now. And from the back, I'm going to go round the front like this. So I've got two ends here, and then I'm crisscrossing them, and I'm going one over one shoulder and over the other shoulder, back around the back. And then I'm just going to secure these. So it's almost like a tank top at the neck of the angel that I'm tightening. I'm not pulling it too tight, because you're just going to pull the whole top in. And like I say, there are many ways of how you can do this. So this is not necessarily the only way. And it might require a little bit of practice because you're not needle felting. So everything's really soft and loose and quite floaty. You cut these off again. So now she's got, her upper body has got like a crisscross of wool going across there. And now I'm going to give her wings. And you can use all of the leftover bit, or take a little bit off, make it slightly shorter. And for this, you could just continue working with wool, but I really quite like using this. We sell this Trimmets iridescent thread, and because I can now use it and double it up. I'm not literally doubling it up, but the purpose of it gets doubled up by using it as a hanging thread as well. So I'm tying the wings together in the center there. Give it another knot on top there. So I've got a little set of wings here now, and I'm going to fit these on the back of the fairy like that. And then I'm just going to tie them onto the front, onto the waist of this little, is actually an angel, or it's meant to be. So I'm tying this together at the front. Really don't tie it very tight. You're just doing everything quite delicately and not very much. There. Tie this together. Secure it with a knot. That's it. And you can come round to the back again and tie it together again, just for extra security. Now I've got one of my threads is slightly shorter than the other, and that is good if that is the case. It's not the end of the world if you've got two the same length, but I've done that on purpose. Putting another knot on there, so now I've definitely secured my wings on there. And the shorter one I'm actually going to cut off, and now I'm going to thread my longer one onto a needle like that, and I'm going in through the angel, so I come out at the head, the top of the head, and that is now the hanging thread that secures the little angel. And now I've just got to adjust the wings. Now you've got different options with these wings. You can either split them into two, so you've got like almost like butterfly wings. You can even twizzle the ends a little bit if you want to. That's one option. So you make them like this. If you need to shorten the wings, you can just tease off little wisps, or you can just keep them as they are, make them a bit more wispy like this. You could even shape them so that they come round behind the angel, like like you imagine sort of a big wing coming round. On this one here, I've just cut them with scissors, cut them straight, like so they've got neat edges. On this one here, I have made it so that it's like wispy, like a butterfly wing. So it's entirely up to you how you want to have these, how you like the wings basically. If you do cut them, then have them straight and then just go along a diagonal line. You don't need a pattern for this. You don't need anything really. Just a little bit of imagination, and you're doing it. And the wool that I'm using is our extra fine Australian merino, which is our fairy wool, to maintain sort of the really lovely wispy finishing. Just take a tiny bit of wool from the base. You can have them just wispy like this, or you can make them pointy down here by just twisting that, and there you go. You've got your little angel all ready to, I don't know, maybe I think it would look really nice on a Christmas present, or lots of them hanging up on a tree. They're really quite sweet, and that is sort of I thought that would be a nice share, just to share you some of these very delicate little angels. And these are obviously quite small. So if you wanted to make a bigger one, no needle felting, no, only one type of wool required. And I have used this thread because it helps to hang the little angels up. But I think they're really, really sweet. And I'm going to hang some here onto this greenery that's just hanging off the shelf here. And if you want to make rainbow versions of these, then obviously just use rainbow color wool tops. And I will you can use wool bats as well, but they don't look as floaty and as delicate. They look a little bit, they're still really sweet, but not quite as delicate and floaty as these look. So, and it's because it's a single thread, I've got to knot it, but just leave that there like that now. And there's a spare one there. So that's just a little craft idea. I will make another one probably in a minute, maybe with some other wool, but let's just have a look who is saying what here. Faith says, we are all here for Christmas fun with you, Steffi and the makers. I want to go through some more questions. Hi, I'm Joe from Liverpool and I'm new. Hi, Joe. Always happy to see new people. Hope you will join us again. Today is more of a fun session rather than lots of stabbing and explanation or sewing or whatever. Donna says, I've only have 3 hoggies made, all naked, busy trying to make Homer. So yes, the hoggies come naked, and that reminds me, on the 25th of January, we will have all the hoggies shown off by you guys, because you've made absolutely loads, and there is a competition coming up, and you have to watch out for this. From the 5th or the 4th of January, check our Everyone a Maker Facebook page. If you don't know it yet, sorry, they're all falling over now because I've disturbed the apple cart. Let's put Holly here, and Hughie was sitting down, he's fallen over too. Let's put him here where you can see him. There he goes. He's sitting on a present now. And Homer is there, and then of course there is Heather, his wife. Now there is a 5th. There is a 5th envelope, which has got a Christmas surprise inside. There, kind of jingles as well. And in January we will release the Hoggy pack without the Christmas presents. So if you've been lucky enough to get our Hoggy pack that had all the presents in it, I have actually dutifully wrapped mine, so everybody gets a Christmas present. They're all wrapped here. They came in the envelopes. When we are launching the Hoggy pack in January, these presents won't be part of it because it's just going to be the 4 the family of 4. If you want, if you will have seen the presents, obviously, because you've got to wrap them yet. But Hughie gets a little bobble hat. Heather gets a pearl necklace, and Holly gets a little teddy bear from her dad, and then Holly has got little. She's made little candy canes to hang on the Christmas tree. Homer has got his kilt ready that Heather made for him with a kilt pin. And Hughie collected all kinds of buttons, so they're still in the envelope. I haven't even taken them out, but tiny mini buttons. So if you're making them clothes, they come in quite handy. And the clothes, we have had a session just for making the clothes. The template will be on the instructions and has been on the instructions. And just to show you, the Hoggy competition is coming soon, where you can show off the reunion of the 4 of them, because Homer obviously has been away from home for quite some time. And we of course want to see photos, so that's how you enter the competition. But we are going to let you know about this on our Everyone a Maker Facebook group, so watch out for that, and then you can enter it. And then of course on the 25th of January you can get your Hoggy pack, non-Christmas Hoggy pack, which will be fun to make. So you can make those 4 characters from that as of January. And let's have some more questions. Right. When doing these tutorials, this is from Karen, do you wear things we wouldn't want to see on your bottom half, as we never see you from the waist down? Okay, I don't wear anything outrageous on my bottom half. I usually wear comfortable trousers, as I do today, and they're just, yeah, they're just normal. Some of you will have seen me walking around because I often forget things, and then I have to just leave you for a minute and find the things that I've forgotten. So no, I am always well dressed, I promise you. So don't start fantasizing what I might or might not be wearing. Diane says, what are the ingredients of the silk clayers? The cats run off with anything made with it, especially Hoggy's hands and feet. So I think Sarah, my one of my colleagues, she's been in touch with you, Diane, and probably given you a whole list of ingredients. If any of you need to know what's in it, then do message us. I've no idea why cats like it. I haven't tried it on my cats. It's probably catnip in it or something like that. Helen says, did you create, design, make this new structure fiber, or was it a magical find? It was a magical find. I love it when I get the answers there as well. I can just tick the box. Karen again, after this tutorial is over, do you have a nice cheery drink? No. I have a cup of tea, but I actually don't drink alcohol. It's not because I don't like it; it just doesn't agree with me. It's like a heavy dose of sleeping pill for me. I like the taste, but as soon as I drink it, I'm off with the fairies. I go to bed. So I'm much more fun without alcohol. Dawn says, do you get disillusioned when people don't buy what you think will sell? Never, never, because if they don't buy it, we like it ourselves. So um it's a funny thing, isn't it? Because you make things and then you have sort of a hunch. Well, we always love whatever we sell, we love first. So nothing ever leaves our shelves unless we love it. So if other people don't love it, then sometimes it's just the timing is wrong, or maybe we haven't given enough information about it, or maybe we just haven't shown how to use it or what to make with it. And there's sometimes no explanation. So no, I don't get disillusioned at all. I just think, oh well, it'll one day they'll get it, and then it will end up in your shopping basket, no doubt. Kim says, I love the Witch and Wizard kits. Will you be having any more people kits? I'm sure we will. I think that was such a success. So I'm already got my thinking cap on and think of what else we can do next year. What is your newest sheep wool find? Ooh, that's a good question. Newest sheep wool find. Well, I guess well, it's not so much it's a new breed, but what I'm loving at the moment is the multicolored tops that say the love fairy is made from. And I can already tell you that the amethyst fairy will have one like that, and the emerald fairy, and I think we will have a water sprite in coming up for this summer, and also the rainbow nymph will have that too. But we also love our organic core felt. In fact, I have brought loads with me today because I want to have a real, it is really, really lofty, and I haven't got it here with me. It's on the other side. So I'm not getting up, not because I don't want you to see my trouser bottoms, but just because it's very rude leaving you all the time. So I will report back on that organic, we call it, it's an organic core wool, and it's beautiful. It's also beautiful for stuffing, but I think it's really very beautiful for needle felting, so I can't wait to really play with it. Oh, bless Bridget, you're so kind. Do you do your own hair and makeup for your YouTube, or do you have a glam squad? I can only imagine you thought that was a funny question, because it definitely made me giggle. If you think that that this is made by somebody else, then yes, God help us all. No, I just slap it on, and I even cut my own hair. It's all, oh, don't look too close. When do you sleep? Good question. I'm actually a really, really early riser. So what might often appear that I'm always awake is just because I'm happy to go to bed at 9 or half 9 in the evening. I'm always asleep before my children even. And but then this morning I was awake at 4, and then as soon as my eyes pop open and my brain starts ticking away, there's no point trying to stay in bed. I just get up and I potter. I'm a potterer in the morning. I love pottering. It's the only time I get the house to myself, because everybody else is still in bed. So I do sleep, but I also think I'm one of these people who doesn't need more sleep than 7 hours. I've worked that one out. 7 hours, that's it. Will you carry on making tutorials, live web shows when life returns to normal? Absolutely. We love it. We don't want to ever not do it. What is your favorite felted make you've ever made? Oh my goodness, that is so hard. Every time I make something, I think, oh, that's my favorite. And I'll make something else, and then that's my favorite. Everything, 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 everything. So how do you, this is a good one. How do you keep moths away from a wool store in storage? We don't have wool in storage. This is it. It comes in and it goes out. We never sit on wool. This is it. So I asked that very same question years and years ago to one of our main suppliers when we visited them. And I said, how do you keep the moths away? This is way before we had all this wool that we were selling. And they just said, it just never stays long enough on the shelf. And that's exactly what happens with us. We just don't have wool that just stays there for very long, which can become a bit of a problem right now when they close the borders and everything's everything's like up in the air. When do we get supplies? But I think we've got it under control, so don't panic. um are you in your home doing these tutorials? Right, so I need to straighten this out. So we have a headquarters in in Gloucestershire, in Nailsworth. That's where we have our workshop, where we design things, where we pack things, where we post things. It's on an industrial estate that used to be an old mill, because where we live is all to do with textiles and mills and so on. So we're in the right place for what we're doing. And then I have also got so there's one studio there that we use, and then I have a studio which is it is where I live, but it's not in my home, if that makes sense at all. So we have two separate locations where we do these streams from. I'm often where I am today, which is near my home, is has got better Wi-Fi, so you probably get better quality from me all around this way. So much. Do you use lavender in the wool storage? Yeah, I love lavender. Yeah, we definitely use lavender. How long have you been felting for, and how did you get into into felting in the first place? So I've needle felted for over 15 years, but I think I've been saying that already for 2 years. So it's probably, in fact, my son is 19 now, and he was 2. I've needle felted for 17 years now, and I got into it through a parent and child group. That's it. It's as simple as that. It was the children. We brought our children. Then we sat around a big kitchen table. All the mums. There was also the odd dad, and then the lady who ran it, Emma was her name. So I'm very grateful to Emma for teaching me how to needle felt. She's mentioned in our Making Needle Felted Animals book as a personal thank you to her. And so she got us into all kinds of crafts and sewing and all kinds of things, and needle felting was one of them, and I absolutely loved it. And then we would just chat about what our children are doing, how amazing they are, and how he's already doing this and she's already doing that, and how they don't sleep and all the rest of it. You know, the things that first mums do, hang out with each other and talk about the most boring things, what seems to be now, you know, right down to the detail of the contents of the nappy, that kind of thing. And that's how I learned to needle felt, and that's where it's all come from. And 4 children later, I'm still needle felting, so it's obviously stuck with me. And that's the thing about needle felting. It's extremely addictive. It's really, really one of those things, when you start it, you don't want to stop. And it's just so versatile as well. You just keep making things and think of new ideas and learn different techniques and try something else and use different wool. It just never seems to stop. Let's have a look at some of the comments here. Oh, Donna says, how's my shoulder? My shoulder is actually much better. I haven't done lots of needle felting recently. It's my upper arm, actually. So it's definitely from the needle felting. So, but it's much, much better. I can do lots of exercises in the gym again that I haven't been able to do. Can you show your nativity? Oh, I've done that. Great gift and lovely imagery. Oh, thank you. Absolutely, I love those little fairies. Lovely idea. They are beautiful, and even I think even I could manage this. Of course you could. You can also needle. I want to call you Merlingtons, because that's what it says on there, but it sounds a bit rude. So whatever your name is, of course you can do it. And needle felting is just so easy. So definitely have a go at that. People on here will tell you how easy it is. Valley says, just finished lunch, so missed the little angel. Oh, I'm gonna do another one. So Emma's shared the luxury organic core wool bats, and oh, Diane would like to make a Mother Earth. Well, you never know. Maybe that's what we need to do next. My favorite needle felting book. Oh, thank you, Alicia. This is, of course, Making Needle Felted Animals. Excellent. So, well, let's have another go at the angel then. I actually got some colored wool tops here as well, so we could try. Let's try one of our space dyed sunset color and see what that one looks like. So that's just the right length as well. So you've got your wool top, which comes in a long strand, and you split that in half and then tease it out a little bit. There you go. So there's a new question that's just come in from Ava. Are there any do's or don'ts that we can share about needle felting? I will also let you guys share this on here because you're all very proficient and seasoned needle felters. But one thing I will say, handling this wool top here at the moment, don't start needle felting, at least 3D needle felting with wool tops. Definitely opt for wool bats, she said, looking frantically for some bats. I've got some. This is the difference. This is a top. This is a bat. So the bat is a sheet of wool rather than a strand of wool, and it has been carded. It's been processed differently. So it's been carded into a flat piece that's all scrunched up. But there is some structure to it, and it when you roll this into a shape. It wants to be 3D, and the fibers are shorter, which when you stab it with a needle tangle up much easier. So you have your felting needle. I won't stab this one, but you have your felting needle and you stab in and out in a straight line, and it tangles up the fibers really quickly because the fibers are relatively short, so they get tangled together like this. Now imagine you had really long fibers, which is what happens here with the wool top. And for start, it's quite flat. It's not very lofty. So if you roll this into a shape, admittedly, it's a smaller amount, but the fibers are all nice and neat, wound round like this. So when you stab it with a needle, all these long fibers, they have to reach a long way before they can get anywhere tangled up. It does happen. This is how I started with wool tops, but it takes a lot longer before they get anywhere near that they sort of like, hook together and stay together. So definitely that's one tip I would say. Don't start with wool tops if you want to do 3D needle felting. Right, I answer some, I give you more tips as I go along, but I want to make this angel too. So I've got my wool top here. I've teased it a little bit longer. So it was that length and I've made it a bit longer. And now I'm going to put a knot in the center. There. And so if it's not quite the center, don't worry. Just when you before you pull it tight, move it whichever way it needs to go. And then what you need to have is you need to have one smooth part of the knot, and you will have one that crosses over. So it's the smooth part that we are focusing on. And then you're going to bend that some of the wool from the back, round the back, and it's almost like it's the head framed by hair behind it. So you've got your little face here with a hair on either side. And then you can take a little strand of the wool that you've put to one side, just a really little slither, take that off, and then just tie this around the fairies or the angel's head. Just going to distribute this a bit more. So you just tie this, this is the back that I'm tying it from at the moment. Tie it around the angel's head, and then just secure it with a knot. You can do this at the front or at the back, or you can do it at the front first and then at the back again, and then leave it sort of just hanging, melt into the rest of it. So you've got your little strand just sort of become part of the back there. So you've got a face here and then the hair on either side. And then you've got to open this up in the center again. And now you're going to make the arms, and you take off another slither of this wool. And then you put a knot at one end. It's a bit fiddly. I think the other thing about needle felting is that it definitely start at the beginning. So and definitely I wouldn't buy a kit that has got polystyrene in it. It's not necessary. You can make your own shape really easily. We have so many useful tutorials of how to make basic shapes, and then you take it from there. So you make one knot and you can put another on top. That's optional. It doesn't have to be like that. And then what I do is I cut this end off. So you've got a neat finish here. And then you, what you're trying to do is you're trying to make arms. So now is the time to make sure that the arms aren't too short or too long. I think it's always better to err on the longer side than on the shorter side. So obviously the knot takes up some space. So before you pull it tight and you can still move it along, make sure that the arms are the right size, and with this, whatever the finished size is now will be the finished size, because you're not needle felting, so there's no shrinkage or anything. You're just literally using the wool to make as it is. It's completely unfelted. And then cut this off as well, and then you can put this inside here. So now your little angel has got arms there, like a little figure. And then you're using another strand of this wool, and if it's too thick, you can always make it thinner. And now you're going to tie this, start at the back. So you're tying this around the waist of the angel. So you're going all the way to the front, and then you're crisscrossing it at the front from the waist over one shoulder and over the other shoulder, and then like a halter neck, tie it at the back. So the reason why we do everything, tidy everything away at the back, is because eventually there will be the wings on there, so you can't actually see it that well. What end of wool will be at the back. So I'm gonna cut this off as well. There. And now you've got your little figure with arms. You've got them secure because they're in there. And now all we need to do is the wings. And for this, you use the rest of this strand. It might be too much. If it's too much, then you can certainly split it, or you might want to shorten it. So this will make quite big wings. So you can just tease the ends off a little bit. And what I do now is I use the sparkly thread that we sell. You don't have to do this. You can use another piece of wool if you wish, but I'm combining this by tying the wings and at the same time using that thread as a hanging thread. So I'm tying that strand of wool together in the center, put a knot on it there, secure it, have it nice pinched tight. One of my side of the threads are shorter than the other, but that is only because I use a single thread to hang the fairy up, or the angel up. If you want it to be a double thread, then have both threads the same length there. And then all you're going to do is you're going to tie the wings to the back of the fairy, which is also the point where you cover up all the bits that you've used here too. So you go round the waist and you can come straight back. You could even follow the crisscross of that first tie that you did. That's entirely up to you. So put a knot on here as well. So now you're securing the wings. The main thing is that you don't pull anything too tight. So you keep it nice and delicate. And then if you this is why I've used this thread, because this becomes my hanging thread as well, and it's really secure. So I'm going into the back of the angel all the way up the top through the top of the head, and then that becomes my hanging thread there. And the other bit I'm just cutting. I'm cutting off because there's a knot on it. And then all you need to do is you need to decide what you're going to do with the wings, and rearrange the body a little bit. So these wings are really long, so you can still tease them. Then you could even split them into 3 if you wanted to, depending on what you're making. If you're sort of wanting a really neat look, so you can spread them out, and then to make the bottom nice and neat, you can tease the fibers out a little bit, make them pointy, or you can keep them wispy. And then you've got a little angel here. This one's orange, so you could make a whole rainbow color angel parade, if you like. You can also cut the wings. I've done that with the other one, so slightly at a diagonal angle there, and that will also give them a nice wing shape. So this is not my own design. This is a design that's been used by many different people, especially the Waldorf community, and they're very popular at Christmas fairs and Christmas markets as a tree decoration, and they're really easy to make. So you can make lots of those. Save it for next year if you're crafting for a school fair, and because they're easy to make, they don't take a lot of wool. They're really effective, and they make a nice decoration that looks very effective, but hasn't actually taken such a long time to make. And it's certainly no needle felting. It's all just by using the wool and knotting it and tying it. That's all that it requires. And of course the white one looks especially special because it's like a white angel for Christmas, but you can make them on other occasions as well. So that is just a little extra free idea today, because it's our last live stream, and I'm just going to read another couple of questions, and then I'm going to call it a day. And I will be honest, I am really looking forward to a break. I think I got a bit fed up with myself, looking at myself a lot of the time. So what else? Ooh, if I don't answer everybody's question, then please don't feel upset or that I don't like you. It's got nothing to do with this, with that. Do you intend to have any flower making kits this year? Yes, we will have more flower making. That's all in the pipeline. We're actually, I think we're doing, if I'm not mistaken, from the top of my memory, we're doing something flower wreath, like a wreath with flowers. So that's something that is in the pipeline. What will you be doing on Christmas Day? Felting? Not on Christmas Day. I'm going to give myself a day off, definitely. Oh my goodness, this was the question I was dreading. How many needle felted decorations do you have on your Christmas tree? I'll be honest, not very many, because I do everything for work and hardly ever anything for myself. It's typical, isn't it? The plumber's washing machine is always leaking. It's a bit like that. My question is, what is your oldest tree decoration? Mine is 25 years old. That came from Emma. Mine is definitely not 25 years old. I don't think anything I have is 25 years old, because it wouldn't survive my children. So yes, everything gets broken, smashed, or whatever. But I definitely have some older ones, but they're not 25 years old. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 20 years old, maybe as old as that. What's your favorite type of wool to use? I definitely love the lanolin rich core wool. This is can't even say it, but it depends what you're making. So sometimes the lanolin rich, I wouldn't use it because it's just useless in some projects. So I like to use it because it makes your hands nice and soft, and it really felts down quickly, and it's great for wrapping wire. How many months do you have to plan ahead for the subscription boxes? Well, I think we definitely plan 3 months ahead, but we have sort of a rough idea 6 months ahead, and it is open to changes. It especially, like at the moment, we don't know if there's certain supplies that we can't get, and that's been an ongoing thing for the last well, nearly 12 months now. So yeah, what other crafts would you do? Well, I do other crafts. I love hand sewing, I love crocheting, and I love knitting. And whenever I've got an opportunity to make something for somebody else, I tend to do those things rather than needle felting. I have no idea what names baby has Sophie has got signed up for the baby. I really want to know myself, but they're keeping it under their, well, maybe I find out later. If I do, I will let you know. Does everyone on the Makers team felt? Have you converted everyone to the mad felting community? Everybody's had a go. It's not everybody's constant cup of tea. I think they see so much wool during the day that they probably don't want to do it in the evening. But we've certainly got some amazing felters, and they've taken it to a completely different level. So it's really lovely to see that as well. Okay, one more. What made you decide to start a shop? So the Makers, if you call that the shop, that I explained that story, but what made me decide to start the shop when I started my craft shop before the Makers, it was the only thing I could do that I thought I could do work-wise. that was combining my hobby with being a full-time mum. So I had my two youngest children with me in the shop. It was hell on earth, I will be honest. Yes, it was not something I would recommend or repeat, but they loved it, and they still talk very fondly about it. And I still think there were times when I thought I can't think of anything worse right now, especially when you've got a toddler in a stinky nappy and a customer who wants to buy 3 buttons and isn't leaving the shop in a rush. So yes, it was definitely very demanding, and that was the only thing that I could think of that I could do with tiny children without putting them in full-time care every day, all day, and being able to have them around me and work. So there's your answer. Right. I'm going to call this a day now. So just a few goodbyes. Diana says, these angels are fantastic, Steffi. Now I know what to make with a huge box of beautiful merino tops that I hate felting with. Excellent. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. If you've got all this merino wool tops, I'm hasten to say, then this is what you can do with it. And of course, in the summer, you can make beautiful butterflies as well. Um, uh, So there's lots of questions. So Erica wants to know if we can know anything about post between the UK and the EU, and it's not going to be as complicated as you might think. So we will still be posting. We will have to do a custom decoration, I think, but who knows? As we do with lots of other countries. So it's not going to be that. I think at the moment the worst thing for us is that everything's stuck, and this is not due to Brexit. This is due to this new strain of the virus. So we just, it's the delays that are due to just everything's delayed in nothing can come in or out. Hopefully that will change very soon, and many of you watching this, it will be a thing of the past. Oh, there's so much. I can't really read them all because I'll be here for another half hour. I'm going to give it a go. He has one hanging in his van. Oh God, I mustn't read from the bottom up. Um, uh, oh, we're talking about shrunken head here. I've completely forgotten about. Excellent. So right, okay. So there's obviously a whole conversation going on about needle felting a shrunken head, which I've completely missed. But moving on towards the end of today, just giving you the heads up on we've got unboxing of our new makers boxes, which we normally do as close as possible to the first, but we're going to do that on Tuesday the 5th, which is 5th of January, which is at 1 p.m. And then on the 12th onwards for the rest of the month, every Tuesday at 1 p.m., we are doing the polar bear there. And if you haven't got your polar bear pack yet, you've definitely got a chance to get it still. We do sell this still. It looks like this, and it comes with the skis and lots of white wool. And how to make the polar bear, there's instructions there as well, but obviously there are 3 sessions where we can do it together, and I'm looking forward to it because it's quite a fun project. We can pose him on his skis, and we can give him a bobble hat. Why ever not? So that's all from me today. I do wish you all. Oh, the unboxing, by the way, is at 11 a.m., not at 1 p.m. Got that one wrong. So it's Tuesday, the 5th of January at 11 a.m. For seeing what's in our January makers boxes. So all I've got left to say now is I wish you all a really, really, really light-filled and peaceful Christmas. I hope you can all manage that somehow, whether you are on your own or whether you are lucky enough to spend it with loved ones. And remember, there will be many, many more Christmases to come. So this Christmas is going to be different, but we just have to make the best of what we can do. So have it with your hoggies, whatever not. You can all take turns in unwrapping some of the presents. And of course, from the bottom of my heart and from the bottom of the heart of everybody in the Makers, I can say this was 100% conviction. We really wish you well for 2021 and hope that it's a year of new beginnings and new opportunities for everybody. And change can be really, really uncomfortable, but it's always good. Change is always good. Let's make the best of it, and it provides us with great new opportunities. So, everybody, stay safe, hang in there, and stay in touch. Message us, send us Facebook photos, images, join Everyone a Maker on our Facebook on our as a Facebook group on Facebook. And until then, I will be with you in thought, even if I'm not on YouTube talking nonsense at you. So we'll see you in the new year. Take care, stay safe. Bye bye, everybody.